you want to come after me now? I'm trying to get this family back together. And here you come trying to divide us. Because in no world does it make sense for you to come after me. We ain't even got beef like that. Go stay on Fridays. Go after Cody, but you don't want to do that. Okay, no problem. I got something for you. So I had put up the video on X a couple days ago of just our clip from last week's show where we talked about Jacob and Roman and how Jacob wasn't ready yet. Jacob knows he's not ready. Roman knows he's not ready, et cetera, et cetera.
Everybody
so I put that up.
Ready.
Yep, and shout out to King Romulus. He put up a comment underneath that, and I guess he went on a tangent about he thinks this feud makes no sense. I'm reading his tweets, and I was like, I think I'm going to use your tweets and counterpoint them on the pod this week. And he said, cool, just be sure to use what was said on the show and not something that you made up. Well, one,
he said,
King Romulus,
don't push your narrative.
Don't tell me how to run my own show. Okay, get your own show if you want somebody to do that. Okay, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. But he did bring up some great points to counterpoint. I don't agree with his points per se. But before I get to his tweets, what did you think of this week? You had the show start off with the Usos and Roman, of course, cutting their backstage promo, and then it ended with Roman and Jacob, no Usos in the ring. We saw Jacob, which back in the day, shout out to Samoan wrestling fans. We know the Tongan Death Grip, and I think Corey Graves said it on camera. I believe they may change the name to the Samoan Death Grip, but the Tongan Death Grip was a thing back in the day. It was a thing. It paralyzed the wrestlers when you hit them with it. Absolutely a heel move, though. So any thoughts of Jacob being a baby face in this story is not correct. He wasn't a baby face in my story anyway. Before he hit that, he's absolutely more not now. And I'll get to that when we talk about these tweets and kind of going back and forth. But overall, what did you think of this week with Jacob and Roman?
At first, I thought he was doing the Sacco to him. I'm like, what's happening right now? He was like, oh, that's the Tongan Death Grip or whatever. I'm like, okay, fine. But I liked it because when
you
they
Mr.
actually,
Sacco?
I don't even know the name of it. It's called the Mr.
Mandible
Sacco, right?
Claw.
Okay, whatever.
Is
The
the
mandible
name of
claw.
it.
And I'm like, but no, his hand's not really in his mouth. It's like under his neck. I'm like, he's not really choking him. So again, that's just before my history of wrestling. What I liked though is the two of them was just face to face. I had an issue really quickly originally on SmackDown with the Usos out talking to Jacob, talking about like, we got your bag because we know the MFT is going to get involved. But I can kind of maybe understand because then Roman approached Jacob like, so you down? You down with the family? And maybe he sent Jimmy and Jay to go take care of that to make sure that Jacob gets down with the family and acknowledge the family. So that was like a little disconnect for me. I know you probably have some really cool, insightful reasons why they did that.
I do.
But I didn't like that.
And for me, it comes down to just one thing.
And which is?
So even down with King Romulus tweets, right, where he goes, make sure your counterpoints is something that was done on television, not something you made up in your mind. The answer to a lot of this is very simple.
Don't say family.
It's family. It is. And maybe some people can't correlate what that means when you say it's family, because some people aren't really close with their family. Some people are very divisive with their family. Some people have a cookie cutter perfect family, right? Where there is no situations. But the answers to all of this, if you wanted to just take the easy way out, and I have more than just the easy way out, is this is family. And what I mean by that is it started when Jacob showed up to Raw last Monday and said, I don't want that title. I need that title. I need everything that comes with it. I got to take care of my family at home. I want the Jets. I want all that, right? And Roman says, I want that for you too, because I do, your family, but not by the expense of me.
Yeah.
To do that. So it's not beef. You need to think about this. I'm going to give you a week. SmackDown was within that week. Hey, Jimmy and Jay, right, man, we need to go let Jacob know this ain't the right way. Jimmy even said on SmackDown, brother,
we all want this.
We all want this.
Yeah.
It ain't the answer going against the OTC. Cody is damn near dying out here. He's got a broken eye socket. He went through hell against Randy Orton. That's the title you go through. Don't come over and now Roman's got the title. And now you shooting at him. Jacob says, I don't want to be the OTC. Well, shit, evidently you want that power that comes with it.
Exactly.
And it's more than just the title belt, right? So that's why I loved them going to SmackDown. And even Jay saying,
Whatever.
like, yo, man, like, I told you. Because I'm sure Jay was like, look, dude, we ain't no talking to him.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Jimmy,
I
because
didn't
Jimmy's the
like-
calm, Jimmy's the hey, look, we all just want everybody to get along. We just trying to do this thing. Or we gonna run this thing. Even down,
promo
Jimmy
and
was
on
the
Raw.
one. Jimmy
On a-
was the one that said, I speak for my brother, but yeah, we always got your back. We, you know, they the twos and we the ones.
Yeah.
That's Jimmy. Jimmy always is always trying to keep everybody together. Jay the crash out, right? Now we got Jacob, who's even more of the crash out. But that's why I thought that was cool, because this is, at the end of the day, this is still family. And then even when Solo got involved, this is still family. That's the answer to a lot of these. Is, yeah, we may have had beef before, the same way we all do. And then you connect at the family barbecue, or you connect at holidays, and yeah, I kind of don't rock with you a little bit, but I'm the only person who ain't gonna rock with you. If you show up and tell me that we got some issues outside the family, okay, we're gonna figure out how to handle this thing, right? Because that's how family react to each other. Brothers and sisters fight all the time. Cousins fight. So like, this has a lot of that real world piece to it, which is why I enjoy it, because this is moving like a family storyline. And if this is not family, some of the storyline does not make sense. Correct.
Okay, well, so then that's fair then, because like I said, I just was like uneasy about it. I was like, ugh, like to the point where they even went on the Raw opening promo. I'm like, Roman didn't even look mad for Jimmy and Jay for going over there to tell him we got your back no matter what. Even that like kind of bothered me. But again, if you're looking at it purely on what it is in real life, in most cases, this is family until it's not family. So until come Backlash when Jacob and Roman is fighting each other in the match itself when it's not family. Other than that, I got you. Because no one else is gonna hurt
And
you
because they
but
ain't say
me.
that to Solo. Oh, Solo, you trying to be Roman. That's the difference, right? Like, Jacob, we get it, brother. You was down bad. You got some momentum now. Look, you want this. This just ain't the way to go about it, man. Unlike Solo and the MFT, where it's like, yeah, we kind of good off y'all.
Yeah. Now, do you think Roman was being manipulative in that moment when he was saying, like, dude, Solo couldn't get a cup of coffee without me giving the order?
So now we move to Monday's promo, right? That was what happened on SmackDown. We had them set the stage at the beginning of Raw. Now we get to the end of the show where he said, man, I ain't need a week. I ain't need an hour. Look, I know what I
knew
want.
it in. Yep.
Right. And he's like, you know, I don't want to hear all that now. Like, when I was down bad in jail, starving, putting in work in, y'all was up here living the life. You didn't call me. Solo called me. And I loved Roman's answer because, yes, in storyline that did happen. But let's not get this twisted, dude.
Right.
Like, Solo, you think Solo got any type of weight out here? No, I signed off on that move. Which is real. Because in no world, because this story and this bloodline thing is always bleeding real life through wrestling storyline. And if anybody in the world thinks that Solo Sikoa had enough clout to bring in Jacob Fatu, who was in jail, who was in prison, who couldn't cross state lines, you think Solo's the guy that got all that taken off so he can be here? Absolutely not. It was me, man.
Yeah.
I'm the one that signed off on it. I may not rock with you like that, but I'm the one that signed off on it. So to that point, King Romulus said his first tweet that he put out was, are we going to acknowledge the Jacob and Roman feud makes no sense? Or are we so caught up in the pop that logic doesn't matter? His first example, he says, Roman said he only cares about family, but he stopped Solo from avenging his Mania 40 loss and beating Cody. Let's stop right there. That's a different, this is why this storyline is great. Because of what he's saying, you can look at him like, absolutely. I look at the opposite. If we remember, once Roman lost, Solo was the big one saying, when people lose, there's consequences.
Yes.
Solo wasn't doing it for the family, per se. He wasn't doing it to avenge Roman Reigns' loss. He was doing it for himself and for him to take that spot. That's the difference. Did we forget that they also turned on Paul Heyman while Roman was gone? Like, there was a lot that happened during that time period. So this was not a situation of, oh man, anybody just needs to get it. No, I was the tribal chief. I had been anointed. Did we forget about that? His dad and his uncle anointing him. Like, so that's that part. He also says, Roman said nobody stepped up in 2 years. He took a back seat, but Jay got to push in those 2 years. Jay said the title, or Roman says the title finally means something now, but Jay had it. What would your response be to that part?
So far, I think this King Romulus is pretty accurate. I can counter it, or I'll have something to say in regards to his takes, but I think that's fair because that is a bit disrespectful because Jay did have it. Just like the same way how I got pissed at CM Punk for saying nobody in the Bloodline was holding championships, but indeed he did win the championship. What are you talking about? I would take offense to that. So if I was somebody who was looking for a reason not to like Roman, to catch Roman up in his words, I'm okay with that comment because he's right.
The reason why what Roman said was accurate, because we're not going to act like that title was the title in WWE. That title has never been the title in WWE until right now.
Sure.
Jay was opening WrestleMania and winning these championships. Roman ended WrestleMania winning these championships. Completely different. That's not a knock on Jay. That is saying now this is the title. The same title they made because nobody could beat me is the title now that I have that is the number one title that will be closing pay-per-views when I am on the show. Yeah. That is always going to be in the final segment on Monday Night Raw. That's what he's saying. He goes on to say Jacob had Solo brought into WWE, but he turned on Solo. But now he praises Solo. He didn't praise Solo.
He said Solo was the
one. Solo was the one that brought me in here.
Yep, and he was the one who.
Him and Solo just had a match on SmackDown. That wasn't praising of Solo. He was just telling Roman, like, you didn't have my bag. So now all of a sudden I'm coming at you and you telling me I want this for you too, et cetera, but you had your shot.
Yeah.
You ain't even the reason why I'm here. That's Jacob's perspective. He wasn't shouting out Solo at that time. He was just letting Roman know, like, dude, you're not even the reason why I'm here. He says Jacob had a 7-month feud with Cody, cost Cody the title, and now that Cody's hurt, Jacob doesn't want the title anymore. That's where now we're getting into this part of the story. That's the easy layup. That's what Jimmy even told him on SmackDown. Dude, you worked on SmackDown. Why are you coming to Raw messing up what we got going on? You got a wounded duck right now. Everything you said on Raw, better schools, private jets,
you can get
that is all for Cody Rhodes, but he wants to go after Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw. That's why he is the heel in this situation. So when I saw the tongue and death grip, I'm like,
bingo.
They're going with the heel move because that's not a babyface move, right? Like that's not something that a babyface would kind of do to win matches and such. He said Jacob said he wants a bigger house, private jet, money for his kids. Cody's hurt. He has a history with Cody when he wants to go on SmackDown, but he runs to Raw. That's why, once again, this is such a great story. And this is, Jacob, you got a little bit more ulterior motive to you probably, and Roman would feel the way he feels. Right before he got attacked, Roman just said, it's a privilege me taking you on, right? That's a look for you. And then, of course, he gets taken out.
Triggered him.
Then he accepts. Yeah, then he accepts. But that's why this is going to be so great.